Hey guys, how are y'all doing today? First, I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who's commented and rated and watched my Harry Potter videos, sharing your comments and thoughts on the Harry Potter series. I apologize, I haven't been commenting back. Just in general with messages, haven't been able to get back to you, but hopefully soon. It's been crazy here in real life land. Anyways, enough of that short update. I have a new book review for you, and that is on Divergent by Veronica Roth. It was a very quick read, I must say. It's pretty deceiving because the book is pretty thick and there's almost 500 pages. I usually don't point this out, but the way it's formatted, font is pretty large and the spacing, the lighting is quite spacious, so you get through the story a lot quicker. But of course there are other reasons getting through the book really quickly. So let's get started with a quick synopsis of what Divergent is all about. You guys probably all know. Divergent is a dystopian novel set in Chicago. The city has been divided into 5 factions. There's Candor, the honest, Amity, the peaceful, Erudite, the intelligent, Dauntless, the brave, and Abnegation for the selfless. And so these 5 factions form the city. Each faction has a certain role to keep their society going. When they turn 16, they take an aptitude test, letting them know which faction they're best suited for. They could either stay in the faction they grew up with their parents or decide to leave them for another faction. So our main character, Beatrice Pryor, she grew up in Abnegation. She and her brother Caleb, they're 16 and they're about to choose the faction they would like to belong to. And so when Beatrice takes her aptitude test, she finds that her results are inconclusive, which means she is divergent. Divergent means is Beatrice is apt to belong in 3 different factions, and in her case, Erudite, Abnegation, or Dauntless. So in this society, being divergent is very dangerous, and you keep it on the down low. And so that's basically where the plot takes off. Beatrice, at the choosing ceremony, finally deciding where she belongs, or where she thinks she belongs. So let's talk about the characters. Let's talk about Beatrice. I thought she was a great female protagonist. She's very strong, self-reliant. What I really loved about her was she's proactive. She learned how to fight and she took matters into her own hands. So when she got into trouble, when she had to defend herself, she really stood up for herself, which I really admired. Also, the other side characters, Beatrice's friends, some are really funny and outgoing. I love Christina and Will. I thought they were great. Al was a really interesting character. So was Peter, who is one of our bad boys. Let's talk about the plot. I thought the plot was really well done. There was always something interesting happening. I thought Veronica Roth really switched up with the pacing of the plot and changing up the different scenes, switches up the setting and kind of directs the plot into different directions. So let's get on to what I had the biggest problem with the book. I know you're thinking there's a problem here. Priscilla, what are you talking about? This aspect of the book kept me scratching my head. What I had the most difficulty comprehending was the government and the society. I couldn't grasp my head around the purpose of these factions and why being divergent was so dangerous. Correct me if I'm wrong, anyone, please tell me. My understanding of the factions and living by these virtues is to eliminate war, just bad things in the world. And being apt with a certain characteristic, you'll be able to do your job much better and contribute to society, being the best you can be. Although idealistic and nice that sounds, it just doesn't sound possible, assuming that people will live by these virtues. You'll also then have to take in account to eliminate one kind of minor detail, and that's human flaws. Living by these virtues kind of takes away what makes a person, and that's their flaws. People in Amity who are peaceful and friendly all the time, they must be seriously repressed, not, you know, expressing any anger or frustration. Same with Dauntless. I mean, people who are brave all the time but overcoming their fears. That faction has no idea of self-preservation, which is a very human characteristic. So the idea of really conditioning someone to be this certain way really kind of takes away from the character and kind of dehumanizes them. I don't know how the factions are supposed to create peace and unity when people are segregated into different factions, everyone's all separated. It just seems very backwards to me. So even the motto, faction before blood, I do not understand how that's supposed to create some unification if you're segregating people from their families. What was missing in the book for me was the bigger picture. When Beatrice was about to go to faction history, I thought, yay, history class, we're gonna learn all about the factions and why they do what they do. We skipped history class, so I was kind of disappointed by that. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to give Divergent a readable rating. I really did enjoy the book. I did, don't get me wrong. I probably edited this where I talk about the government and ragging on them most of the time. Other than that, there's a lot of smaller issues and conflicts that are focused in the book. Identity issues and trust issues, finding out where you belong, and Beatrice has to figure this out all the way through and really come into her own character and kind of find out who she is. Even the plot I thought was really fast-paced, and there was something really interesting going on, and I appreciated the different setup to different directions in the book. So I thought it was a really quick, fast read. I will definitely check out the second book, which I believe is Insurgent. So that's everything, guys. I'll probably talk to you next week. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good one. Bye.